Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, March the 10th. Right now the time is 9:43 a.m. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Now, again, when it comes to journey messages, there could be certain things, okay? Now, maybe I could be wrong. Let's see what the cards say as well, but there's this energy where you could be seeing certain things and picking up on certain things with certain energies. And it's almost like you guys are very like, you guys know, okay? Especially if you have a lot of water placements in your chart. Like, I don't mean like one placement. I mean like maybe 2 or 3 or more. Okay, there's something about you picking up on energies or picking up on something and noticing that there's just certain things that you see that you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave this alone because I see it for what it is, and I'm just going to let things play out for what it is. And that could be your energy at this time, especially when it comes to online. That could be very significant too. Seeing certain things online and just saying, you know what? It is what it is, right? Because it's almost like you may realize or pick up on certain cues that a lot of people may not realize that you are picking up on. Okay, so take what resonates with that. That could be confirmation. Okay, but let's get started. All right, guys. Spirit, what messages do you have at this time for the collective? What do they need to know at this time for the collective, please? What messages do you have for the collective for March 10th? Please protect and guide the collective as always, whether or not they see these messages, and always give them the guidance that they need, whether or not they see these messages. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time, please? What do they need to know for March 10th? Future self, okay? There's something about you helping your future self at this time when it comes to a situation, okay? Now, there's something about you could be focusing on, you know, things that actually help when it comes to people's like growth. So like there's one thing to like have knowledge and wisdom and philosophy, right? But then there's something about some of you guys could have an energy like a teacher energy, right? Where some of you guys could be teachers in a sense where you could be that one person at a job that is always training the new person, right? And then that new person like levels up and moves forward. So there's something about you being a guide in that sense when it comes to personal growth, teaching people how to go within, when it comes to like, again, like I said, their birth charts. So again, astrology is significant and things like that. You may not be focused on other things, right, that you could be seeing at this time. And like I said, that could be confirmation what I said in the beginning before we started the messages, right? So there's something about you helping your future self when it comes to focusing on yourself, not really focusing on what other people are doing or saying or, you know, whatever the case may be. Now, it's not to say that you're not worried about other people's well-being. Like, say if there's other things going on in other countries, it's not to say that you don't care, but right now you're focusing on yourself when it comes to even choosing yourself, right? So it's almost like you guys are picking up on like subliminals. Yeah, there's something about emotions, right? When it comes to your emotions, you're helping your future self. So there's something about you're able to see certain things through people, and it's almost like they don't realize what they're doing almost when they do it. So again, for example, right? Say you're out and about, you're doing something, and you can pick up on someone's like cues, okay? That is significant in that way. Like, say someone's talking about something, but indirectly it's about you, right? That is very significant. So take what resonates with that, but there's something about your emotions when it comes to seeing things for what it is, right? And just letting it go and being like, you know what, whatever, right? It is what it is. And so for some of you guys, when it comes to your emotions, there's something about you being able to be balanced. And maybe there is also something about not taking things very seriously, especially if you're at a certain point in your life where some of you guys could be just not caring, right? Like there's this energy of just like, you know, when you're just tired of people and the nonsense and, you know, the buffoonery, that kind of energy, right? So take what resonates with that when it comes to like emotion. So Spirit, what else do you have for the collective at this time? Yeah, wisdom, right? Following your inner wisdom, following your inner knowing. All right. So there's something about pearls, clams, seashells too when it comes to like water, beach, right? Flow, right? There's something about your emotions when it comes to you going with flow and also following your wisdom. So your intuition could be very significant at this time for some of you. But yeah, there is something about using your wisdom instead of maybe jumping to conclusions and just letting things play out or seeing how things play out. That could be very significant too. Um, yeah. So when it comes to like the present, right now, this at this time you could have your boundaries up right now. Okay, so when it comes to boundaries, there's something about the present time using your wisdom, having boundaries at this time when it comes to, like I said, focusing on yourself and focusing on what matters. So you could have closed the door on something, or you could have closed the door on a situation at this time, like currently. And there's something about divine timing too about you doing this. So whatever this energy is about you closing the door, this could be on a situation like family, friends, work, career, whatever this is. You could be, closing doors on people, places, things, right? But there's something about you protecting your energy when it comes to seeing certain things and dealing with certain things, and just, taking things with a grain of salt, basically, and just saying to yourself, you know what? Whenever the time comes, this change will come. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to see how things play out. Things that were very deceiving at that time, it's almost like basically it's showing up on its own. Okay, so there's something about, mask when it comes to people wearing masks or, hiding who they truly are. That could be very significant, okay? Inner child energy as well is significant. So for some of you that have boundaries, there's something about you being very playful, okay? Like even if you guys are, adults, young adults, even older than that, like, in your mid age or like, seniors, okay? There's something about still being in your inner child, but not only just your inner child, having this playful energy about you. Okay, so there's something about you being able to attract certain energies, whether they're young or old, because your inner child is still tapped into, right? It's almost like you never lost who you were despite everything you went through, right? And even if you have your good days or bad days, it's almost like people do not see that projection from you. But then for some of you, you may notice other people's projections about, what you do or what you say or how you come across, right? And there's something about you just, focusing on creativity, your imagination, right? Being able to put yourself out there despite what, other people may say or what other people may, come across like. Okay, so inner child is very significant when it comes to boundaries. There's something about maybe also some of you guys, your creativity could have been blocked, right? And now you guys, your creativity is flowing in. For some of you, there's something about you not allowing other people to block your inner child. So if you're somebody who's happy-go-lucky, like, for example, say you're aware, right? Like, you're aware about certain things, you're aware about a lot of things, but you still show up in this happy-go-lucky energy because you also can understand that even if you're not in someone's shoes, you can understand that they're going through something. It doesn't matter what day it is, they're going through something. So putting yourself in other people's shoes is very significant. There's also this energy of, even if you're somebody who's not working, you can understand people who do work. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be in that situation to understand what that person is dealing with. So again, inner child energy when it comes to like people trying to block your inner child, block your destiny and things like that. But you guys are still showing up, in this energy of happy, go lucky, joyful, optimistic, because why not? Why would I want to be miserable every single day? Or why would I want to show up like I'm happy, but yet I'm miserable? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. So again, yeah, there's something that could be unfolding, okay, when it comes to like growth. Okay, you guys are growing at this time as well. And that's what's happening at the present time. Okay, so there's something that could be unfolding for some of you guys as well when it comes to this energy. Play wanted to show up too. So like I said, you guys are very playful or in this playful energy. Yeah, there's something about you receiving clarity about something And also when it comes to like inspiration, right? There's something about being inspired when it comes to inner child energy. Like, you do not care how you show up, okay? It's almost like you would rather, it's not that you don't care, but you care. So you don't care when it comes to what you say, but it's also how you say it and being very mindful, right? And then there's also this energy of you also being understanding that, yeah, everybody has their opinions, everybody will say what they need to say, but there's something about you having clarity about when it comes to inspiration, being very mindful. Okay, like even if you don't care how you show up, like for example, I'm still going to be my authentic self doing these readings, but when it comes to being mindful, I try not to cuss, I try not to swear, because again, like I said, this is my business, this is a channel that's very open, and younger people that are probably younger than 18 probably watch these videos, right? So I have to be very mindful when it comes to what I say and how I say it, right? Now, is it my responsibility to be careful what I say? Some people may not agree with it, no, right? But at the same time, that is why I say to you guys that it's good to be open, because even though I may be this way, I can still understand somebody who still doesn't care and they want to cuss and do whatever they want to do. That's them. That's how they operate. Okay. So again, when it comes to understanding different people and, showing up for other people, whether or not you may agree or not agree, there's something about still being inspired or inspiring people to still show up. Okay. So even if that's showing up at your job, showing up to your part-time, your full-time, your content creator, maybe whatever it is, like you are showing up. Okay, even if it comes to like small things, showing up for your friends that mean the most for you. Okay, showing up for family that do mean the most for you. Okay, not everybody has a toxic family, not everybody has a toxic friend, right? But there's something about still being inspired to move forward, or still being inspired to create that thing that you've been always wanting to create. 1212 on the timer just now, right? So even when it comes to like individuality and understanding that, yes, you may connect to your inner child. Yes, you're growing. Yes, you may have clarity. You can also see when other people are still growing as well. And that's why when I say some of you may have more grace for other people on their journey and growth, that is also significant, right? So yeah, courage. There's something about having courage when it comes to like you growing. Okay, there's something about taking the high road as well. So there's something about sparks. Okay, lighting that fire. Okay, highest self. Okay, so take what resonates with that. That could be confirmation as well. Yeah, cosmic flow. Like I said, you guys are going with the flow. There's something about the unknown when it comes to your journey. Okay, some of you guys are tapping into your higher self. There's something about you being with your higher self, following the divine flow when it comes to your courage or confidence, whatever this is. But going with the flow with the unknown when it comes to your journey, okay? And some of you guys could be accepting that, right? Like accepting that you may not know where this journey may be taking you, but you do know that you will always be authentic, right, to yourself, and you will never allow anyone to make you feel less. Yeah, wholeness. Because maybe what you're doing, you may feel whole in what it is that you do, and not everybody's going to understand what it is that you do and why you do it. You know what I mean? So again, take what resonates with that, okay? Taking a leap of faith step by step is significant. And then we also have nature, right? Some of you guys could be very connected to nature, or there's something about being close with nature, that may resonate. But tulips are also significant too, right? And even when it comes to, I just saw limiting beliefs, there's something about you maybe planting seeds, but even if other people may be limiting your beliefs, there's something about still coming through the cracks, right? Still rising above, the chaos and whatever is going on. So yeah, take what resonates. Seasons could be changing. That's happening right now. So that's clarity. And then we also have money. Okay, so take what resonates with that, okay? But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for the love and the support. I love you guys as always. I appreciate you guys. And, like I said, even if it's a share, a like, a comment, whatever it is that resonates with you, like I said, I appreciate that. And yeah, follow me on TikTok and YouTube. I post on both platforms, and you guys can follow my website, www.mysteriouslyunique.ca, where I post my blogs, and also you guys can book a reading. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. The time right now is 9:58. So I will see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. See you next time. Bye.